AITA for forcefully barging into her room after my wife physically tore our daughter from my arms. I, 30M, have been trying to talk to my wife, 36F, about feeding as I feel our daughter is a bit thin and maybe isn't eating enough. My wife used to breastfeed and pump for bottle feeding, but a couple months ago decided to only breastfeed. While I supported her decision, our daughter just seems thin and was only in the bottom 20% of weight for her age at her last checkup. Today I got home from work and daughter was acting a bit more fussy than usual. I told my wife that I was just a bit worried and wanted to make sure she was getting enough to drink. I positively reinforced that I know she's been feeding her often and that she's been doing a great job taking care of her but without bottles, and based off of her weight, I think she may not be getting enough. My wife told me to not talk to her about feeding because it stresses her out, in which I replied that I'm not blaming or accusing her of anything and that I just wanted to talk about it as I want to make sure daughter is growing healthy and strong. She was clearly upset, so I let it be and picked up baby, which my wife was totally okay with at the time. I told my wife that if she did not want to talk, then I'd just feed her some formula. She has taken a mix of formula and breast milk her first month because my wife was still getting her body adjusted to producing. She said, "Sure, go ahead," verbatim. I started getting the formula ready and my wife came and very aggressively tried to take our daughter from my arms without saying anything to me. I resisted as I felt my personal boundaries were being very crossed and only relented because she was tugging hard enough to cause some discomfort. My wife took our daughter and went into our bedroom and slammed the door and started yelling at me. Me, now finally very upset, went and opened the door, in which she was sitting/leaning in front of on the other side. While I am very cautious to never be an aggressor, I did not feel comfortable with how my daughter was being handled, or that she was ripped from my arms. Now my wife is gaslighting me and saying I abused her because I pushed the door open she was leaning on the other side of. For context, I do regret that action, but in that moment I only had concern for my daughter. Also for context, I am already scheduling going to marriage counseling after this incident. I've been trying to for a while, but my wife refuses. Will go by myself if she won't. AITA here? I am mortified that my wife physically and forcefully removed our child from my arms. Update. I told my wife I scheduled an appointment with our pediatrician tomorrow and that I wasn't even upset. I said that I hope to be wrong and hope that everything is good and our daughter is healthy and thriving. Her refusal to talk to me or let me feed our daughter is the only reason I scheduled the appointment on my own. Now my wife has been gaslighting me for 30 minutes about how I crossed the last line, insulting her that way by scheduling the appointment without her consent. She says my only ambition was to insult her. I just keep repeating that it's a free checkup and that she has done nothing wrong, but there is no harm in checking. She claims that because I don't feed her myself, I have no say in things, and this is the last straw. She also told me I'm a waste of space. She made a mistake having a child with me, and all that matters is being with her daughter. I suggested marriage counseling, and she said we don't need it since she's not going to stay with me. After all of this, I simply said I'm just trying to know what's best for our daughter. I never meant to insult you, and that I think you may want to talk to your OBGYN about PPD because some of these symptoms and statements are not like her. Her response was, "Shut your fucking mouth. I have seen and experienced enough at this point." Her prioritizing her pride over our daughter, when it's something as simple as a checkup, is my last straw. Case closed.